Hello and welcome. The channel is It's Probably Okay, but Pooja's in charge.
What?
Pooja.
No, never. Who did this? Hello and welcome to the finale of XCOM Phoenix Squad, our Band of Blades hack actual play. And I am joined by our awesome squad. So we'll start with Jason because it's actually, his channel and stuff.
I am Jason, and this is my channel. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. But I've been playing Valkyrie, our medic and tech, and she has had an exciting background as she came from Advent, was a willing defector to join the XCOM forces. But having grown up in Advent and escaping from there has left its mark on her, particularly in the form of a data port that it has a number of implications with the wiring in her brain, but that's fine, and there's nothing wrong. Thank you. Good day.
No, imagine being like forever locked to the Firewire standard or something in your skull.
Yep.
There's something wrong.
Adapters forever.
But like the data transfer rate's gonna change, and you're just gonna be.
Yep. It's mini discs all the way down.
Zip drives all the way.
Truly dystopian.
As long as you don't have to insert like a 3.5-inch floppy like right between your ribs.
Okay, that's actually like we've come far enough that's like retro aesthetic though. If someone did that in like a certain sort of sci-fi film, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to load the disc.
Yeah.
Okay, and Nick, tell the people who you are.
Now that I have thoroughly embarrassed myself once again, welcome. I am Nick, and I am playing William Brood Watkins, and he is the newest person on the team, and he's trying to help everyone hold together and take over where their mentor left off.
Sweet. And Joe?
Hi, everyone. I'm Joe, and I play Wolf. He's a very well-adjusted, completely normal, just run-of-the-mill guy. He happens to be an XCOM ranger. He happens to be part lost. He happens to be carrying a lot of combat trauma. He happens to have just confessed his love for somebody. But the important thing is, he's just like us. He's just like everyone else.
And speaking of confessions of love and feelings and absolutely obvious and yet not told about feelings, Sam.
Hello. Unlike Nick, I will not be miming putting 3.5 inches in my mouth, but I'm Sam Delev. I am a role-playing performer, and today I will be playing Jinx, aforementioned recipient of Declaration of Love, and our team's psy-op in this world. You go to psy school a little bit. You go through a specialized program. It's the little like magnet program within the school kind of thing, as you grow up from a squatty to a big psy. So there are parties psy guy. And that never has any negative repercussions.
None
Dogs
whatsoever.
are all about it, though.
And that training is definitely not about breaking your mind open.
Right.
And forcing you to confront the other abilities.
Crack them like an egg and then go and do the same to other people. Thereafter, the war is done. Have fun going and getting groceries.
Mm-hmm. So, last time, well, let's talk a little bit about the season, just real quick. Phoenix Squad was put together as kind of a new direction for XCOM, your test program. Lily really wants this to work. The rest of the XCOM team is behind her. They're supporting her. They have given you all resources. You have gone down to New Orleans to interact with people, help the city, help rebuild post. We're about 6 months post the defeat of the Elders. So XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. And great game. Highly recommend. So when you got there, your reception was mostly positive, but people are bitter about what's gone on. The way of life has drastically changed as people are free of mind control for the first time in many, many years. And also there's a whole rash of alien beings who are now out and about, including, chrysalid pots that pop up, and you all had to eradicate one of those. And you met with the council, and you found out that amongst all these other concerns that they had, Councilperson Pitters was adamant that they should explore the idea of bringing the Advent network back online. That they believed that the danger was over. The elders are gone, so there's no reason not to do it. And it would allow access to and use of a bunch of the technology that the alien races had brought to Earth and is now just kind of sitting around being not greatly used. Obviously, Valkyrie has a problem with this. Other members of the council had a problem with this, but y'all kind of pinged on that a little bit. So Jinx went on a date with the council person. It started off as just a reconnaissance mission, undercover as date. And then while they rode the wave of psychic energy that the council person put out, they caught some feelings for a little while. Took a couple of days to disconnect that line that you put into their brain feelings wise. But meanwhile, Wolf was struggling with coming back to the squad and being part of an actual team, and maybe not literally throwing himself on grenades while leaving the rest of his team behind. And he went and met with the skirmishers in the south of the city. They welcomed him. He was able to talk out some of the kind of pressure of being back in this environment that he hadn't been in since the end of the war. And then, maybe confront some of these feelings that he's had for a long time for Jinx. Brood met with the gallery owner while he was, definitely not keeping an eye on Jinx on their date. Definitely not, patrolling and having their six. And he made a lot of friends in the city. He is an affable guy. People like you, including a gallery owner whose name I've forgotten. I don't have it up here in my
Amalia.
notes. Amalia. And when you came home, you had a note leading you to the port of call to get to the black market. Valkyrie did not go spy on Jinx's date, but did dig deep into her brain and found out that not only is that code really, really complicated, but there is also a backdoor access that she was not previously aware of. And it's all fine, though, because she was able to set up some gates to protect it, but also, the Advent network is down, so that's fine. On your way to the black market, ambushed by a unknown set of people, along with a berserker, in a last-ditch effort to avoid all of this, Brood dropped a grenade and Wolf literally jumped on it. But thanks to Jinx, who has always got an eye, psychically or physically or both, on Wolf, they were able to put him in stasis to protect him from the blast. And it did take care of the rest of the attackers. And also brought down a whole swarm of the lost upon your location. So y'all had to book it. Booked it out, made it to the black market. Valkyrie was able to find a really great upgrade for Raven. So Raven can now stun, which is fun. And Brood found some really cool like new armor plates. So he is even more tanky than he used to be. Meanwhile, Jinx and Wolf went on a bit of a, rather than looking for things for themselves, they went a little bit of a different direction. And Jinx picked up a mod for Wolf's sword that gave it some armor piercing capability. And Wolf picked up some side dampener bracelets for Jinx that allowed them to kind of mute all of the psychic noise that they've been having to deal with since they went into the academy. And also he confessed his love. It was amazing. And then he ran away. Literally.
That was a tactical retreat.
Bravely ran away. And so Jinx got a message from Councilperson Petters that their contact who has been working on the network project is happy to meet them and also very happy to meet Valkyrie. And so y'all get invited to the laboratory of Dr. Gergi, who has been experimenting for quite some time. Wolf and Brood are set up in a building a little ways away to keep overwatch and to go in as backup if needed. There are some other scientists that y'all have seen. Councilperson Petters is there, obviously. And Dr. Gergi has given quite the rousing speech about the need for the network and the ascendance of humans. And it's all against this backdrop of amazing technology and wealth, really. Like the amount of time and money that's gone into setting this up, it is not an overnight situation. And you'd be surprised if Councilperson Petters was their only backer. And against this backdrop of science and sterility and wealth and power is also a line of Advent chips in like little suspended in jars in front of what looks like an autopsy table. And on the other side of the room is a countdown timer that just passed the 2-minute mark. So at this point, Valkyrie has been drawn aside by Gergi. He's given her this really long monologue about the importance of his work and how great it is. And he is very sure that she can, that she's right there with him on the same page as he has and what's going on. And Jinx and Councilperson Petters are talking to one of the other scientists on the other side of the room. And they have been, you've all just seen this clock. And you know that the experiment is happening tonight in T-minus 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Can I get a quick reminder of where we all are physically? Because not everyone came, or we all are here.
So Jinx and Pitters are kind of on the other side of the room from you and Dr. Gergi. There are 8 to 10 other scientists that you can see. There's some other like hallways and stuff that lead off. You're not sure. Like you're sure there's some bathrooms and stuff back there because like, working conditions. And but you don't know what else might be in the back of the building that you're in, kind of a large room, kind of like one of those like manufacturing warehouse kind of situations where you have a big open floor in the bottom and then a balcony kind of railing around, and you can see that there are some other rooms and stuff up on the top. But it's not a full second floor.
Okay. And where are Wolf and Brood?
Y'all are posted up like, in a tactically advantageous position to storm in, but you're maybe like one building away.
Okay. So if
we're right next to a convenient drain pipe to hop down.
Yeah. And a window so that you can get in.
I've pre-broken that window already.
So am I able to like flip on my like, glasses cam so that Wolf and Brood can see what I'm doing?
You've been broadcasting with Raven.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's part of the reason why you were so excited about, mostly succeeding on your role to not dock Raven.
Yeah.
When Dr. Gergi was like, oh, you can just put that over there somewhere.
Right. Okay. So Raven is kind of hovering around me.
Mm-hmm.
And is the countdown computer, is that something I could just walk up to, or is that out of reach somewhere, or what?
You don't see the computer that's actually going to the countdown. Like right now, it's like a big timer up on the wall.
Oh, okay.
Like, so it's not necessarily that it's like broadcasting a screen. That's literally like, a rectangular timer up there with red countdown numbers.
Okay. So scanning around, can I see which of these workstations looks like it has a like admin control, like there's got to be an interface up somewhere.
Right now, y'all are in the autopsy section.
Uh-huh.
So the computer nearest you is actually pulled up with more like medical information.
Okay.
And give me a doctor roll.
Oh.
And we'll see how much of that you kind of like absorb at a glance.
I can't remember the last time I don't know how to roll that.
It's your insight plus that point you have in doctor.
Oh, okay. So 4. Oh, cool. I already have 4 dice.
You must have done it at least once. You fixed my back.
I forget. Is the game only 6s? I forget.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you mean only 6s, I mean, you're only rolling 6-sided dice. Yes.
Oh, no. I mean, what's a success?
Oh, 6 is a success. 4 and 5 are a mixed success. And 1 and 3 is a not a success.
Yeah. I have 1 4, but I was curious about my options for like pushing or I know I can't get help.
Of stress, you can push.
Okay.
And so you'll take 2 stress.
And then that's a reroll or add some dice?
Yeah, I'll give you a reroll on that.
Okay. Let's see.
It's our finale. Go big or go home.
Where's my stress counter?
If we don't go big, we probably won't go home.
Oh, no. Oh, there's stress. Okay. 2 stress. Reroll. Can I keep the 4?
Did you?
It's worse. It's
okay.
3s and 1s.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say so while you're like scanning around for a computer with admin access, like what is about to happen? Can I stop it? You see this monitor pulled up. It's got what you realize is a recent autopsy, but it's an autopsy on one of the hybrids. And as you kind of like are like, can I get more information on that? like Gergi has been staring at you
Hmm.
and notices
Yeah,
that you're like into this computer.
sure.
And he's like, oh, of course. Being a doctor, you would be very interested in our research. I should have shown this to you before, of course. And brings you over and starts to regale you with the information that they, and he specifically, because he is such a genius, has been able to glean about how the Advent network functioned through the extraction of chips from people who are formerly under Advent's control.
Right, and how that kind of built the network.
And how he was able to really figure out like that without the elders powering it, there are ways that we can power the network back up for ourselves. But it really took so much time and so much research and so much effort, and all of it would have been for naught without his genius.
Yeah, I'm sure he makes a very clear point about that, right?
Yes.
Um,
I believe
what-
the only note I currently have on Gergi's personality is full of himself and bigot.
the most casual question I could think of is, well, Dr. Gertie, do we know what will happen to those of us who have kept our, OEM hardware?
Well, of course, the idea is to have the Advent network was always a hierarchical system.
Right.
And it only makes sense that we would continue to work within that framework. So it would just be a matter of a small software update to give you the hierarchical access that you so obviously deserve.
I see. Okay. Yes.
I mean, we don't want to activate this network and then be inundated with a flood of suddenly super powered creatures, do we? No, of course not. We want to protect humans at all costs.
At all costs.
Of course.
Yes. I understand.
Was that not
what you're
just
saying.
what Advent did over the last 20 years? Or I'm sorry, was that not what XCOM did over the last 20 years?
We did try to protect humans. Yes, that is.
Exactly. So meanwhile, while this is going on, let's go over to Wolf and Brood. You know that there's some kind of timer. You were able to see that. You're hearing this really terrible speech and conversation that Valkyrie has been involved in
Yeah.
for the last several 15 minutes or whatever. And what do you want to do?
Wolf would like to send a message to Teamer. And it says, I think I might know what's been hunting our people. If you have any warriors, get them ready. These might be the coordinates, but wait until we know more.
You get a message back just a minute later. Preparing our people. We have your back.
Wolf's angry. He's very angry right now. Because I think, is this enough for Wolf to make the connection that these people were behind the people turning up and being captured and experimented on?
I mean, I would say
you and Wolf have the same amount of information right now.
Yeah.
like y'all you've been getting the feed. So unless for some reason, like Jason, you think Valkyrie and you think that Raven wouldn't have been broadcasting all of this, you heard the exact same thing Valkyrie did. What you don't know is what's going on with Jinx and Petters and whatever on the other side, because Raven followed Valkyrie.
Was that like a text message you texted him?
Oh, I probably tell Brood, like it's Wolf's not keeping anything secret right now. He's I think it was a speech to text message.
Well, fuck.
This has to end here.
Yeah. Val, is it time? That sounds bad.
Out of character, before we went in, we had said something about crying wolf as the symbol, as the signal.
It was, yes.
All right. Well, I think the best thing I could think of to try in this moment is to try to haze the computer system and stop it from going live.
I will say, like, in terms of stopping the process that has begun, it's going to be very difficult, and you'll also have to actually jack into the system. Right now, it's on a closed loop. Like, these computers and
Yeah.
this lab is on its own.
Yeah.
Like, it's not actually hooked up to your like public networking that you would be able to access without hooking in directly.
Okay.
Jacking in, if you will. Go on.
Do you mind, Jason?
Sorry, Sam, what?
I have a thought that might lead to a thought. So if Jinx is off with Pitters, they're leaning in as they hear this incoming over their hood. Hey, do you want to sneak out of here for a little bit?
Well, I mean, but the test is about to start. I mean, it's.
I run a finger.
I am gonna have you roll sway.
All right.
And I am going to give you an extra die because the council person is super duper infatuated with you.
I
thinks
have
that
in
this
my
has
notes
also
from
gone
perception.
super well.
Just super into Jinx. That's what it says there. Okay, all right. Two sixes.
Oh, nice. So critical success. The council person is like basically just so overwhelmed with emotion and lust and all of that they're like, yeah, absolutely, wherever you want to go. I bet there's
Let's go find a mechanical room or something to cover the noise.
And they grab your hand and pull you along to a corridor and basically like,
I'm going to start looking for a server room or a power room, or like interfacing with the software is going to be a bitch in 2/3, but a thing can't compute if it overheat. If I can find power for cooling, anything like that. So Jinx is going to try to disrupt from the hardware side.
Okay. So you're going along the hallway. If you want to find an actual like mechanics rooms, those are along the back. So, but in this case, your critical success is going to work against you because the council person wants to find the first open room to pull you into.
Hey, I don't want anyone interrupting us. Come on now. And they'll do that thing where they're walking backwards, holding someone's hand.
Nice.
And trailing them along. I like to think that they can get the over the shoulder back through the door to the team. Like, are we doing this? Eyes. Much more serious face real quick.
So I'm gonna have Valkyrie roll a, because I think at this point you are going to be, or is not just like a general. I would have you roll a scout to see if you notice what Jinx is doing here.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, I don't have that. Oh, I got a 6.
Sweet. So yeah, you see, not only do you see Jinx and the council person heading back into this back hallway, but you see the look that they kind of shoot you over the council person's shoulder. So y'all are all on the same page currently, that you're all working your own angles. You don't know exactly what those might be necessarily, but you know that you're all trying to stop this. Meanwhile, the countdown clock is going.
Okay.
You have about a minute left.
Well,
Now
Dr.
talk to
Gerthy,
me. We're running out of time here.
I would love to learn more. Is there an access port somewhere where I could really like dig into this properly? You know, like kind of gesturing at her port.
Well, yes, of course, but truly, we have just 1 minute left until we begin our grand experiment. So just come over here with me for a moment, and then we'll see if your port is even necessary.
I understand. I just, as a researcher, I've always been kind of a lone wolf, and I really like to do my own research. If you wouldn't mind, I just think it'd be good to get an extra perspective in on everything you've been doing to confirm your genius.
Of course, but I mean, it's going to take you longer than a few minutes to go through everything that we've done here. Trust me on this. You're not going to want to miss this. And we'll cut away from there to Wolf and Brood.
Oh, sorry. I have to AFK real quick. I'll be right back.
Wolf is going to send one final message to Teamer that says breaching now. Wolf looks over to Brood, and I think this is the first time they take joint move action where Wolf is kind of moving along with Brood, and I would like to roll a maneuver to see what's the best way to quickly breach and get a good position.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to say that if you want to roll me a scout, we'll see how well you set up your overlook here, because you would have already.
Yeah, I like that. Sweet. 1-6.
Great. So y'all had already plotted a path to get into the building. And when you scale up the side of that wall, there is a convenient drain pipe. It leads next to a window just big enough for the two of you to get in, and you end up on the balcony railing on the second floor of this laboratory.
Nice.
Brood and Wolf, I am going to have you both roll a maneuver.
Is everyone hearing maneuver, or is it just me? I need to know.
It's taking like everything I have not to be like maneuver.
You can just call it a maneuver every time.
Every time. It's more of a
I have
gesture.
a 5.
I have a critical. I have 2 6s.
Awesome. So Brood slips in like butter. He has levered open this window, shimmied up the drain pipe. He comes out, he lands on his feet, he's crouched down in a shadow. Like he is completely blocked from everyone. Meanwhile, when Wolf comes in, you actually end up kicking a little piece of something. You're not even sure, like if it's a piece of like the wall has come down or something. You're not like it's a
Yeah.
why is there a rock on this
I'm not in
balcony
concealment.
anyway? And while you also slip directly into the shadows on the other side of the window, you have made like kind of a noise.
Okay.
Who left this squeaky toy here?
And nobody on the bottom floor looks up or anything. There's a bunch of stuff
Okay.
going on down there. You're pretty sure no one heard it down there, so you should be fine. And Valkyrie, go ahead.
Well, let's see. I'm still trying to find a way to stop the countdown. So I assume Dr. Gertie brings me over to watch the countdown, not in the medical area, but in that other section.
Mm-hmm. And as he's walking over, he looks around it. He's like, "Ugh. Of course, Petters has already gone off somewhere. They've never really understood the gravity of what we're doing. They want to help people, but
my impression of them was always somewhat frivolous. So that matches up with my observation.
You are completely right. I doubt they would even really understand the import of what we're doing anyway. So,
wouldn't it be great not to have to use these sorts of archaic interfaces anymore? What's kind of our best interface here? I mean, I can't even imagine how it's going to stack up.
It won't. It absolutely won't, because we are in the dawn of a new era, and the countdown is just going and going. And
Wolf, go! I've
is that
got your
an
back.
X77 workstation? I mean, but
and he and Gergi gestures to get everyone closer. Like he brings all the scientists in. They are like ready, and a few of them are working on different consoles in the back.
Mhm.
So you can actually see that people are like, people are actively working along one side, and then everyone else who was like kind of doing other work or things that were unessential have come up to be a wonderful, adoring crowd for this person who needs all of that. Meanwhile, you, Jinx, are able to find a room in the back. It looks like a kind of like a server console power station. It's not exactly like a breaker box situation back there.
Yeah, wouldn't be.
But this machinery is humming with power.
Perfect. Good. We get in to the room, and I'm going to go get a chair, stick under the door, bar it, get to business. I have things to look for, and it is inconvenient. The council person is here right now, but we're just going to improvise around it, see?
Okay. Well, currently they are attempting to, they believe that they have been brought back here for a purpose.
Yeah.
They're going to
That'll be really
interface with you.
unfortunate for them.
And so when you put the chair into the door or bar it, when you find a convenient pipe to stick through the door, they are very excited. They're like, yes, I've wanted this since the moment I saw you. You were amazing, da da da. And they move towards you in a way that suggests a intimate embrace is imminent.
And they're going to shoulder rush through that and start moving to the server. Just brisk walk. Here's the thing, you're not actually that bad a kid. You have a pretty good date sense. I'm going to just start looking for those big bundles of power cables. Just start following things. Server rooms are important. You can only have so many non-functioning ones of those. You are admittedly wildly misled, and we come from different backgrounds, but that isn't intrinsically a problem. I'm going to start checking the panel, see what's lit up, see what network interfaces there are. The problem is just you were already in bed with the wrong people when I met you, and you don't want to lie to a psychic. What do I find in my search?
I am going to have you roll a scout.
All right. That is, I'm definitely the person to do that. I mean, frankly, I'm definitely the person to be doing all of this. This is,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
You're
this
amazing.
is quite correct.
Fantastic.
I mean, well,
We're
thank
all
you.
highly
but
trained.
Not again.
At something.
This is, yep,
Oh,
gonna be
wow.
a problem.
I gotta say, I legit, I have 2 dice on this roll.
Yay!
A 2 and a 6.
So while you're looking around, you notice that there is it's like a interface that isn't glowing necessarily with regular power energy. It's got like, it's a power cable, but it's also overlaid with something else. And you get the sense that this is drawing power on a psychic level. The pink is in this somewhere.
Oh.
But what I am going to say is that all of this, like while this is going on, while you're finding this,
Mhm.
and Councilperson Petters is stunned and upset.
Yeah.
And wants you to look at them when you break their heart. So they are attempting to interfere. So you see it, but they're kind of like getting in your space. They want you to engage with them while you do this, rather than looking around, looking other places. Look me in the eye and break
I
my
turn
heart.
and I look very sharply. I am on a timer to save people. Now, I know you're feeling a whole lot of things right now, but you're going to have to feel them in 1 minute and 12 seconds. All right. Now, your 2 options are go there and sit in that chair real nice while I interface with this frankly terrifying cabling, or I have to get you to sit down. And again, you're a good kid, and I'd really rather not. No talk. Just sit. Now.
Oh, do we have a frozen puja?
I mean, the longer it stretched on,
What a
the worse I
perfect timing.
felt.
Yes. Yes.
I was just like,
Amazing.
what? I
was
know I
super
feel bad,
impressed.
okay?
No, the rapt attention, the like, that's just
Yeah.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay, well, bear with us, folks. Technical difficulties. I'm sure she'll be back along any moment here. At least we have a nice, calm place to take a little break.
Yeah, everything's going really well.
Yeah. So AUA, folks, ask us anything. What do you want to know about?
Oh,
Of course, we
I
have
just redid my cable management. I didn't include the psychic cabling.
we reserve the right to not answer any questions we don't feel like answering.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's always an AUAA.
Yeah.
Or it's like, I will, you can, asking is free.
Yep.
Sure. You can ask anything you want as long as you'll accept it's none of your business as an answer.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, you can ask anything you want and you'll either get not an answer, or a banhammer. Those
Yeah.
are the 3 options, actually.
Yep.
But our chat, I think, a good chat.
Yeah, I mean,
And our mods.
not this chat. We have best chat.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I thought you were about to start a start a beef there. Not this chat.
Oh, that's a dangerous game. You think XCOM with the big psychic cabling, which just like it looks like RGB liquid cooling in my head. It just I so want psychic powers to be cool, but they are just way too bright purple, and so they get to just be the slightest bit camp, and I do appreciate that. Because I think that is XCOM. It's just the slightest bit camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't veer to the side of taking itself too seriously.
I always appreciated that XCOM kind of knew what it was as a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minor power outage at Pooja's place. So,
All right.
everything's booting back up. Power is restored.
I mean, did it affect the count? I mean, I knew I'm psychic, but dang.
Yeah, Jinx. The fictional Jinx took out Pooja's real life power supply.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we joke, but that would be the coolest premise for a story. You write a superhero so powerful that then they actually have power, and then they move
They
out.
transcend the fiction.
Yeah, like that would.
Not only did they break the fourth wall because they know they're a character, they know how to transition out of the page.
Because that's the combination. Like Deadpool's just like regenerating. Wrong power set to break fourth, right?
Yeah. We need a portaler.
Yep, you need a portaler. I mean, so there's like at least one Marvel character who could and chooses not to.
Who are you thinking?
I would love to remember by name, and I am the shame of Amy Dallin. Was the narrator character for Marvel's What If series, which was super cool.
Jeff,
like the Observer or something.
The Watcher.
Yeah, the Watcher.
The Watcher.
The Watcher
Uatu.
could, but doesn't.
We want to know.
Please take 1,000 brownie points.
I believe
Note that
it was
brownie points cannot
Uatu.
be redeemed for real.
It is, but
Yeah.
Voiced by Jeffrey something in the animated, and in the wait, did he show up in the Loki show?
Yes.
Yeah,
And was played by.
yeah.
As I recall. Yep.
What is that
I
guy's
watched
name?
Loki before I watched What If. Both were good. Yeah, I watched things. I can remember this stuff because they're like the only things I watched last year. And like 3 episodes of Hawkeye. Because I was
Jeffrey Wright. Sorry, Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. Thank you.
That was gonna bug me. Uatu.
So all I'm saying is Jinx like busting the power at Pooja's house is just in line with this concept that we all agree is cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Therefore, it was cool when they did it. I'm on their side. All right.
Sure.
I feel like we aren't always. I feel like, Joe, a good chunk of this series has been us not being on our character's side.
Right.
Or like at least like this is for your own good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they would not like it.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely been in those situations, the equivalent of like, no, Valkyrie, what are you doing? Please don't. Oh God, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. As evidenced by Wolf jumping onto a grenade.
Onto an entire grenade.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not half a grenade, not 3/4 of a grenade.
I can't get over, like, I happen to have the ability to save the bacon, but like, player, what did you think was going to happen there? Like,
oh, I knew.
I didn't have
Wolf didn't.
but I
Okay.
might have not taken the ability.
I don't think he was counting on that.
Right. What did you think was going to happen? Like, I'm not reading chat, so I'm doing to ask us almost anything. What did you think was going to happen?
That's what I'm kind of curious with too. Like, what was the plan there? Just
I don't know. I think Wolf would have just been knocked out, of course, because there's not really death in our game, but he would have probably been severely damaged by that.
I mean, Yar put like something like that one. It always does put the GM out on a limb if it's no death. It's just like,
yeah,
buddy, I want to work with
Well,
it.
I would say there's
on a
no
grenade.
death without consent.
Right.
Right.
And Pooja could ask, like, it seems to me like this would happen. What do you think?
I do feel like Grenade Pillow
Yes.
does come with some suggestion.
Yeah.
Grenade Teddy Bear. But I will be absolutely honest. It was absolutely my favorite moment to use an ability in a game in like a very long time. I don't know what you were
cool.
planning.
I mean, like if you didn't have that ability, I wouldn't have gone through with it. Actually, it was because you said, yeah, because you had said if you want to do the dive, I have stasis. And I'm like, I don't think Jinx and Wolf are talking right now. But then you do the reveal, and then it's okay. I think we have to go for it now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have had Wolf do the dive. He would have had a different trauma with the Lost. But
right,
in that moment,
you were out to roll it back, and then I was like, well, if you do want to, we can get a beat out of this.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's true. But
it was one of those moments where like Wolf as the character would have done that in the moment.
Right,
But the
Wolf
player
jumps.
Joe was like, how
do I
does
get out of
this
it?
work?
Yeah. How do I make this thing that's a thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for those of y'all at home, we are all on the same Google sheet. So when I said you can see my character sheet, it's because we all have different sheets on the same document.
Yeah.
So like hypothetically, if Joe wanted to see what my powers were, can just go over to that tab and it's like, oh, they will save me from the consequences of my actions. And I'm like, I have an ability on my sheet. That isn't the same as they will save you.
Yeah.
They
I don't
might.
know if a lot of streams are doing that format, but I started doing it a couple games ago, partly for my own ease because I was like customizing a character sheet, and I wanted to have all the characters in one place as the GM. And then I realized it also has a benefit of like your characters know each other very well. You would have a better understanding of that, and like, oh, I forgot you had this really key thing because I, the player, forgot, but your character would not have.
Yeah.
I really like having all the character sheets together. And I guess if you want to have player or character secrets, you could put it in a separate document or something. But I don't know.
And hidden sheets are a thing that exist in,
Yep.
in these kinds of documents. I've been on the Google Sheets for character sheets trend for a very long time. Like I had a buddy who like introduced me to the way through a very complicated homebrew system, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna rely on a Google Sheet that does my math for me, thank you. But the benefit of like I can't lose it is a benefit such that I would love for Pooja to experience with her power and internet.
The wine fairy just did a drive-by.
Nice.
Wine fairy.
That's amazing.
What a good.
Out of game, just to be clear, I had no idea you had stasis as a power until you said it.
I love that.
It's I mean, I always love utility powers, and that one is like, you know, do damage to stuff is great, cool powers do something tangibly different from a gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like blast you with energy and blast you with bullets will just feel the same. So like cool powers like you pick for this system, I am always attracted to the ones that'll like do something that without it we wouldn't be able to. And like the combo for stasis is
that's
so
such a good one.
Good.
Yeah. Stasis is a really, really good one.
I like it's good in general for like crowd control in the video game.
Oh, I think we might have a puja.
On a new device.
Oh, okay. You know, everything is cursed, but it's cool.
That was
Two statements don't go together.
Thank you everyone for enjoying this planned and scheduled break. And you know, we're of course happy to get back to it now.
So where we left off, you had both found a very suspicious cable and also broken the council person's heart, because that is really what's important here.
What about
oh no,
feelings?
do I have to go through that super harsh monologue again? Because that broke my heart a little bit. And
I would
in me.
I mean, I heard it.
Okay.
I was gonna have you roll a quick discipline.
Yeah, that feels fair.
Crack the whip. What, Sam?
I made that floppy disk joke earlier. I can't get away with it. Any sort of like reproach to what? Sit all the way down.
Well,
it's my highest roll for what
Sign
that's
of
worth.
the Beast?
That amazing and rather horrific set down
that's the best
that you did. You can just see like everything in them crumples. They go look around for a place to sit down, but it's a server room, so there really isn't actually one. So they literally just go and sit in the corner and start crying. Leaving you to do what you need to do.
Chelate those feelings from my mind, because now the air is rich with them. It's like no. All right. And I have the hood. Can I send messages to you, Valkyrie? Like a video feed?
Yeah, I mean, I assume I'm kind of the comms hub. So yeah.
So I'm just going to send you overhead of what I'm doing, just POV footage, and my hands resting above the scary purple thing.
Pooja, I can message back without speaking, right? Because I have mental control of my electronics.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna send a text message to Jinx that says cut it.
I am going to grab the cable, and I am going to, with an electric circuit, you can short circuit. You're the closer path to ground. I want to become the psychic path to ground for what's going through this cable.
Okay.
I am not a smart man.
You are an incredibly smart person.
Smart.
And so what you do in effect is,
I have one more point of focus. I have my danger focus.
You have your danger focus.
I will use my danger focus.
And you use your danger focus to basically, like, as you grab onto this cable and break the connection electronically and break the connection psychically using your focus. So it's a dual action situation. But what does happen is as all of the psychic energy pours through you, it is a flood. It is a tidal wave. It is a tsunami, or more appropriately, considering the setting, you are in the middle of a hurricane of energy. There shouldn't have been that much possible. There shouldn't be that much energy anywhere near here with the elders gone. But you don't know that. What you know is that currently there is a massive, massive amount of psychic energy pouring through you, and it is much more than you thought it was going to be. It's much more than you were prepared for. It's much more than technically your mind or body can embody. So what happens is that as you start to overload, rather than actually overloading your own psychic senses, you find release valves. And there are 3 of them. The people that you're connected to, that you've been connected to all this time. And the energy floods both through you and along those connections. And the 3 of you, Wolf and Brood, as you crouch down on the balcony above, Valkyrie, as you are desperately looking around, attempting to see if there's a terminal that you can jack into to override whatever's about to happen. Suddenly, there is an explosion in your mind. And in order to ride it, I don't know if you even can, but the thing that you know, Jinx. It's a cat.
I do know cats.
The thing that you know is that you have to hold on to your sense of self throughout all of this, or your identity, your person will be swept away.
Just think of my squad. I'll think back to my squad.
And the thing that you know, the thing that you were always taught, when they broke open your mind to show you what was out there, what was unseen, to show you how to control and harvest what was unseen, is that you need to focus on the moment that defines you.
I was still a squatty. It was on the Avenger, and I had been talking myself up about it for, I would love to say it's weeks, but it's days. I didn't have the highest impulse control about it back then, about anything back then. And anyway, it seemed like a good time to try to talk to him. It seemed like maybe I could, but like he was someone I could talk to, but I was really nervous of it, you see, what he'd think of me, whether he'd say yes. But I finally saw sunshine in the barracks. You're the head of Phoenix Squad, right?
O'Grady, right? Yeah, I'm ahead of I'm Phoenix Squad.
Oh, yeah, I am O'Grady. Good of you to know, sir. Are you in there long? Or, sir?
Try and keep an eye on all the on all the squaddies, on everyone.
Don't see how you have much time going out there on all those missions. You're making so much. You're making difference. You're doing what XCOM's about there.
Well, we're all doing what XCOM's about.
I delivered toothpaste last week.
And I bet the people you were delivering to were right proud, right happy to get that toothpaste, and I'm sure all their companions were as well.
Yes, but you're out there giving it to them.
The toothpaste? No, you're here giving it to them.
You know.
I know. I'm just pulling your tail a little bit. What can I do for you?
It's just there was rumor going around that a spot was going to be opening up in your squad, and I would like for you to consider me for it. I have many assets that I can bring to your squad, and I believe I would have good synergy with your squad.
I thought it might be something like this. Why don't you have a seat with me here, Grady? Listen, you heard right. I am looking for a new squatty. But I'm gonna. I hope you don't think this is rude. But I'm gonna break to you right off the top. I have seen your stats. I've seen your file, and I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but you aren't exactly what I'm looking for right now. But let me say this before that bottom lip about drops off your face here. I do see a lot of potential. I do see that you are out there and that you're ready and you want to do the work. But I think you might just need a little bit more seasoning on your steak. So, I don't think I can approve you for Phoenix Squadron, but I do have this if you're interested. And Sunshine reaches into a pocket and he unfolds a piece of paper with an application, hands it out towards O'Grady. I've been talking to some friends back at PsyOps, and I think that this might be a good fit for you. You have a lot of intuition in the field. You have a way of kind of knowing what things are going to happen, stuff that I haven't seen in people who are veterans of far past your years. So either you're natural, in which case is gonna come along, and I'll be happy to have you in just a little time when you got some more seasoning, or you got something else going on, and I think that you might owe it to yourself to take a look at that.
You're just carrying this around, sir.
Well, I do have a bit of experience, and I thought a conversation like this might be coming.
Next cohort's shipping out 2 days.
Well, I'm not saying you gotta go. There's no orders here. I just think that you might find something more about yourself. I think this might be a good place for you. That being said, if you don't want to take that step, I completely understand. And
you'll bring me on if I do?
Let's see if you still feel that way once you go through. But if you do, then yeah, I can find you a spot.
Of course I will. Phoenix Squad means everything to me. And they'll move off with a bit of a spring in their step, clutching that application to their chest like a love note.
And Sunshine kind of grins and nods a little bit at Jinx's back.
Okay. And as you have this memory, this moment that absolutely defined who you became, you feel yourself like the eye of the hurricane. All of this power is swirling around you, but it is no longer swirling through you. You have found your center. And you can communicate with your squad now. You are connected as you've always been connected, but now it's just that much more. So you can pass that message along.
I think I've got it. We're diverting off the psychic energy, but it's stable now.
But that storm is still going to them.
You might feel a bit of a feeling. Brace. I'm sorry. Thank you. Please.
And you'll feel this overwhelming sense of noise and pressure and pain as this hurricane comes through, as the excess bleeds off into each of your minds that aren't equipped to deal with any of it. None of you have had the psychic training that Jinx has had. None of you really knows what's happening. But after this moment of blinding, obliterating pain, you get a notice of, you hear their voice inside your minds. Not through the comms, not through HUDs, but they reach out to touch each of you. And you hear brace, sorry, thank you. And then that last bit of message comes through. And the thing that really resonates within each of you is emotion. And you come to the realization, thanks to Jinx, that they already came to thanks to their training, which is that each of you has to find the thing that kept you you, the thing that made you you. And we'll start with Valkyrie.
I made a quick name tag here. Remind me where to put this name tag again.
On your forehead? Wait.
No. That for who's joining.
Joe, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Pooja, how much do you want me to how do you want to do this?
So as you're thrown back into this memory, this defining moment of yourself, where are you?
We I'm mid op. And it's an op that's gone bad. We haven't lost anyone yet, but everything's gone to hell. We are not going to get the mission objective. We are just putting everything into getting to the extraction zone, but the squad gets split up, and Sunshine and Valkyrie are trying to get around one side, and whoever is in the squad at this point, I think this is probably still pretty early Phoenix squad.
Sunshine Soldiers.
What's that?
We were Sunshine Soldiers.
Yeah.
Phoenix Squad was post Sunshine.
Right.
Oh no, then my whole scene's wrong. Shh.
Well, no, I mean that's
We know what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah. But we have at least a couple other squad mates on the other side of this building, and
So the
there's-
two of you are currently pinned down, it sounds like.
just
There are injuries all around.
Gunfire.
You're trying to just make it to the extraction zone. This whole mission has gone foobar.
yeah.
But there is a whole small squadron of Advent in your way, between the two of you and the rest of the team, between the two of you and your extraction point. There's no salvaging the objective at this point. There's just getting out alive.
Yeah. What do we have in range? I mean, I think Valkyrie is still like a specialist at this point in the game terms, and would want to look for some kind of tech advantage, but that would distract her so that she would need Sunshine to cover her. So yeah, I'm like, Sunshine, I need to try to hook into something that'll help us. You need to cover me.
Sunshine produces a massive heavy weapon that he mounts and steadies. He is a fortress. And he just looks back there's a way that he smiles on the battlefield that is like, why are you so calm right now? But you see that smile, and he just says, Val, you and I are going to own this hill. So get to it.
That's good, because
I
I
got
don't want to
you.
die on it.
You won't. Now hurry up.
Okay. And
So just at the edge of your range, as you scan around and you look for any kind of advantage, there is an Advent tower. There's a turret
oh, yeah.
up on the edge of that building. It was you almost missed it completely. With everything else going on, it's not so surprising that you weren't all looking up. But
Right.
you know that you've heard that turrets can get hacked.
And that turret would have line of sight on the people who have us pinned down.
Yep.
Okay.
It would actually be flanking them and have the
Oh.
high ground.
Oh my. Okay.
Val, this is my last clip.
All right. So Raven shoots across the battlefield to get me closer to that, to try to enhance the signal. And right now, Val is not, what do you call it? Like, she's a soldier, but not a killer, right? She's just trying to create better cover fire so the two of us can get up and leave, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, she sends that up there and is trying to hack into that. And I don't know, this Advent technology seems pretty familiar all of a sudden.
Yeah. It is a thing that should be like legendary. There is the bare minimum of chance that this worked. This was your Hail Mary. But suddenly you get it. You know exactly how to get into this thing. And you body it. You're there. You have complete control over the turret.
Okay. Yeah, just take a second to kind of familiarize myself with the controls. Take a couple of, warning shots to shoot over the heads of the soldiers that have us pinned. And then kind of shift my perspective again to talk to Sunshine, like, okay, we should get ready to get up and go. We should be able to go.
You're going home, Val. We're all going home. There's a strain in his voice.
What's happening?
He's the mounted weapon is the Gatling gun, and it's the rails are still spinning, but it's no longer firing. And you see Sunshine kind of grabbing at something around his waist.
No. No, Sunshine, no. I can't pull you. Have to get up. I can't drag you.
You hear a kind of a struggle to breathe.
Out of character, I'm realizing too that the thing that I could use, like my whole advanced heal kit, is in Raven.
And Raven's hacking a turret.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here's the question. Do you, in this moment, in the past, during this battle, is the moment that defines you that you gave up the opportunity to kill all of these enemies to save your squad mate, to save your squad leader? Because you're the only one who could.
I think for Valkyrie, the defining moment is that this is a moment where she lost hope and gave up. And by giving up, I mean just opens fire. Because if Sunshine's going home, I'm not going home. And I'm going to take as many people with me as I can. And this is not who Valkyrie is, but this is a moment that, like, this is a bad moment that does define her.
So you use your control over the turret to open fire. They were never looking for it. They had no idea it was coming. And you mow down a whole unit of Advent soldiers. And as the dust settles from that action, the rest of your squad arrives. They saw the opportunity and they came back for y'all.
I think the turret barrels are spinning on empty ammo. It's just like Val's eyes are somewhere else. Like she has left the building.
I'm gonna say that this is early in the days of Sunshine's soldiers, so you don't have your whole squad together yet.
Right.
But so you have another soldier comes through, somebody you've done a few missions with, and they carry a backup med kit and they hit Sunshine with it. He's stabilized for now.
That'll do, Val.
No, I'm not letting them get away with this. If you're not going home, I'm not going home.
Val. Maybe you weren't a hero today, but let's try tomorrow. Together. That's what XCOM is.
And I think her demeanor shifts to be seeing Sunshine.
You're not Advent anymore.
I didn't think we got tomorrow.
What else have we got?
Oh, and I think she like sees the other squaddies, and like somebody had the backup med kit, and oh wow, okay. Okay, well, we have to move. Let's you get under Sunshine's shoulder, and I think she's probably second after Sunshine at this point.
Yeah.
And kind of takes over a little bit of that. And
how'd you know you could do that to those turrets?
I didn't. I just knew it wouldn't matter if I couldn't.
Lily's gonna want to know about this. You might have just cracked something we've been needing for a long time.
Something good will come out
I'm
of
about to
today.
pass out, so I'm gonna need you to just
Yeah.
brace. Everything's
Yeah. We'll get you home.
And with that memory, that word, home, you snap back into yourself and you realize that you're still in pain. I'm not going to pretend you're not, but the pressure has eased. And it's like there's a current of a raging river flowing around you, but no longer through you. And in that same moment, Wolf has to find his center. His
no problem.
point of reference that really defines not only who he is, but who he wants to be.
I think this is the first canonical reveal of Wolf before he turned. He's a handsome guy, chiseled, young. He was a resistance fighter. He wasn't really raised in XCOM. He, got linked up with Sunshine. And I think there's a moment where he and Sunshine are kind of at a barracks. Wolf has never really fit in. He tends to pick fights everywhere he goes. He's not going to make it in a squad, being the way he is right now. And I think it's just a moment of Sunshine and Wolf kind of in a room together, and Sunshine's kind of sitting him down. And Wolf is in one of his angry moods and just kind of taking it out on a training dummy. And he's going way too hard.
Sunshine watches it. Lets Wolf see that he's watching it. And he's going to start to let Wolf tire himself out for a moment. He's going to go over to this heaven-forsaken vending machine, get a couple things out, look back over. You ever know lemonade come from a can?
When was the last time you saw a real fucking lemon?
Fair enough, but it's more fakeable than most. Here. And he'll make the I'm about to throw a thing, so you better stop face, and then send one underhand to you and have one of his own.
Wolf will catch it and put it on the ground and kind of turn his attention back, but he's not going at the training dummy as hard anymore. He's kind of just resting against the training dummy and panting.
Hey, no, come on, bring it on in. Bring it on in.
Is that an order?
Now, why on earth does it have to be? I'm just trying to enjoy a nice sip of fake citric acid with a squadron mate. And surely,
how are you so
in the spirit
goddamn fucking happy all the goddamn time?
I'm not.
You don't know what I'm going through, so don't pretend.
None of us does. Lost my little brother last week. Just got word. His name was Jimmy. He was.
You have a brother?
I'm not the hell anymore now, do I? I crack my lemonade. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna look a little expectantly.
See XCOM?
He was a kid. My mama fell in love about 12 years after she left my daddy. And I was just so happy to see her happy. So that fresh little oopsie was the result, and damn if he wasn't just the cutest little son of a gun you ever done seen. Could have gotten away with murder as far as I was concerned. And, there was a bit, where you resent everything about it. It wasn't my favorite, but the kid, he was a good kid. You know the worst part about that?
How'd he go?
Doesn't matter how he went, Wolf. It matters how he felt while he was in life. Whether he was happy, whether he was doing good out there in the world, whether he knew that people loved him. Now, on account of that resentment I was telling you about, I didn't exactly, it wasn't what you call effusive. And so I've been sitting here with that smile, wondering if he really knew. Because
you never told him.
No, I didn't. I clink my can. It doesn't make a real clink noise. We know how those cans are. I'm taking another sip of it. Fake citric acid.
This tastes like what a lemon's potential could have been before Advent fucked everything up. Used to love lemons. Does that count?
What else do you love, Wolf?
None of your business.
You're a good scout, but it's not like the rest of us don't have eyes.
There's someone I'm getting close to. I fight better with them. I fight better when I'm around them. I want to fight for them. And that's all they need to know. For now, until the war is over.
Son, we don't know how this war is going to go. Mind you, don't do with them what I did with Jimmy.
Jimmy.
James Anton.
To Jimmy.
To Jimmy.
If you're expecting me to say I love you to you anytime soon, you're going to be holding your breath a long time.
If you loved me after I gave you that sorry excuse for lemonade, I'd be questioning your judgment and capacity to serve in our squadron. I'd drain the rest of the can.
That's more like it.
It's foul.
Thank you, sir. The soldier's going to pull his head out of his ass as soon as he can.
Now that's where I like to see it.
And on that note, Wolf, you come back to yourself. And you too realize that you are standing strong. You know where your center is, and you know what you have to do. The psychic power flows around you, and there's a part of you that realizes that and wonders, is this what it's like for Jinx all the time?
Jesse.
But before we move on, there's still one of your squadron who still has to find their center. What was your defining moment, Brood? What was the thing that made you who you are now?
Like most of the time of Phoenix Squad's history, we are surrounded, outnumbered, fighting our way through what could only be termed as impossible odds. And Brood is still very much the wet behind the ears, new squatty, trying to fit in, trying to show that he has what it takes. And Sunshine has taken him under his wing and been teaching him. He saw something in Brood that Brood doesn't know what it was, but brought him on board, and he's trying to earn the respect of everyone else in the squad and show that he deserves this opportunity. So in the middle of this firefight, in the distance, sorry, I don't mean to get out of character here for a moment, but my lips were turning a little numb and I don't know why, so bear with me if anything weird happens. In the distance, laying down behind a wall in a pile of shattered glass, there is a woman lying there. Her hand is weakly moving, and Brood and Sunshine are both able to see where she is. So, Sunshine, we have to get her. I can get her. Here, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get her.
Soldier, you stay right here and man your post. We got 9 other people to get to the crap. What's the ship called? The
Sky Ranger.
The Sky Ranger. Thank you. We got 9 other civilians, and look. We have to make the call. Sometimes we decide, and she's already gone.
No, I can reach her if we can get one more out. It's
Brood. You can't reach her. She is gone. She has gone beyond where you can go.
No. I've got it. I hold on. Brood. And I vault over the wall and start running towards the wall. Just give me a second. Her hands is moving. I can see. She's still here. We got a chance.
Sunshine hops down over the wall as well. Brings the portable minigun on its arm mount around and is taking slow, deliberate steps and sweeping the area and trying to cover. Soldier, you get back to the ship now. That is an order.
I sling my gun over my back and I run over to the position that the prone figure. No, there's a pulse here. There's a pulse here, sir. I got her. And I start lifting her up onto my shoulders and walking back towards Sunshine. I've got it. I need to make sure that you know that I can cut it here.
Sniper, get down. And Sunshine just opens fire on the top of the roof. At the edge of the...
Hold on. And I run over to the lip, at the park. There's a grassy and then a lip of concrete. And I put the woman down behind there. And I spin and turn and trying to bring my rifle up to bear. And Sunshine is in the street firing the minigun, and the sniper is drawing a bead. I've got you under cover, sir. Come on back. I've got it. And there's a crack, and Sunshine falls. No, I keep firing up at the corner where the sniper was. And there doesn't seem to be any return fire, but I'm screaming into the mic, medic, I need a medic. I have 2 down here, 2 down, medic. God damn it, where is someone? And then I think, honestly, we just kind of fade to black at that point.
Mm-hmm. And Brood, as you come back to yourself and you realize that the weight of responsibility that you have felt since that moment, both for the woman that you couldn't save and for Sunshine, who saved you, has made you who you are today.
There are tears falling down Brood's face as that memory washes back over him.
But at this point, all four of you are connected. And more than through the HUD, more than through comms, you can feel what's happening with each other. As you all snap back into yourselves, this power that never should have existed in any of you is still currently coursing around you, coursing, kind of enveloping you. And through that haze of psychic energy, you hear Dr. Greggy start screaming. Because everything that should have happened and everything that could have happened and how this power was going to come online and fix everything is gone. And his screams not only rouse those of you who can hear him, so Valkyrie and Brood and Wolf, kind of rouses you through his shouts to find out what happened, get to the server room. The anger and the frustration and the rage in his voice.
Could I cut in?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to double check. We know Dr. Gertie is not a good, right?
Like, he is not a good.
Yeah.
The notes were pompous, full of himself, and bigot were the two.
Yeah. So
notes.
I was wondering,
lest anyone get confused.
Yeah.
Those are bad things.
Pooja, I was wondering if I could pull a Sense 8 and draw on the fact that Wolf knows how to snap someone's neck. And right now, maybe Valkyrie knows how to snap someone's neck and does, or would like to.
Yeah. I
You do
love
have
it.
a critical mass of queers in the connection to make this work.
I know, right?
A clear rule of Sensei.
I am going to.
Oh, I guess I should check. Wolf, do you know how to snap someone's neck?
At least 17 different variations depending
Okay.
on size.
I only need one.
It's fine. We're fine. We're fine.
I mean, are you doing it from the front, from the side? Are they taller? Are they shorter? Is it a sectoid? Is it a viper?
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll a skirmish,
Yeah.
It's fine. We both-
Knee,
but I'm
foot,
going to give
elbow.
you I'm going to have you roll that skirmish with wolf stats.
Oh, okay.
So that is
Get wrecked,
1,
buddy.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice.
6 dice. Okay.
Mhm.
Do you want to take some? Do you want to take a stress and give yourself another die or two?
Yeah, I do. How does that? What do I get?
So
2
if
stress.
you want to take 2 stress and you'll get another die to give you 7.
Yeah. I want that. Okay. Wait, hold on. I want to add a different D6 for my
This is amazing. This
for the
is so
stress
cool.
die. Hold on. Delete. Stupid. Remove die. There. Okay. I just wanted to know which one was the stress die.
When I roll them, they're all stress dice.
Okay. I got 2 6s. None of the stress die was a 5, but
Okay. So as you come back in, you realize that you can access memories that you're pretty sure you didn't have before,
yeah.
but you know exactly how fast you need to be, how much pressure you need to exert, and how to move to slip in to Dr. Greggy and snap his neck. So as fluidly as Wolf has ever moved, you move in and you put him down. While the other scientists kind of freak out, let's be real, this was not what was supposed to happen. What the hell? They didn't sign up for this. They signed up for science and computer stuff and back away and start running.
Can I interrupt for a moment before that happens? So as that occurs, Brood stands up and makes himself fully visible and shouts out, "Stand down! Stand down! Do not move! This isn't... this is an XCOM incursion! Stand down!"
Let's have you roll a let's have you roll a marshal.
Okay. Not as bad as what I had feared, not as good as what I had hoped. 5.
Okay. Well, some of them do. They freeze in place or they get down, they cover their heads with their hands, but another portion of them is scattering. Some of them are going towards the back, some of them are running outside of the building. And at this moment is when you realize that while some of those scientists are bursting out the doors, they're having to go around someone else. And from one of the corridors down below and from one of the corridors up above, across the way from where y'all are on the balcony, you see the distinctive and shining armor of an Advent priest, an Advent shield bearer, and 2 mechs.
Yeah, two knights, a priest, and a shield bearer.
Walk into a bar? Please tell me this ends walk into a bar.
And at that, and on that note, we're going to take a break.
All right.
We're a little bit beyond our normal break time, but thank you for bearing with me.
No, it's our second scheduled break. Like we had planned
absolutely.
2 for today. So
Totally.
Second break.
Yeah.
Sure about that.
I get extra breaks for technology curses.
This one's slow. This won't be our second break fast.
Right.
So we're gonna go to deal with everything that has happened, and when we come back, see how our unified squad deals with a bunch of foes that they never expected to see again.
Let's go.
All right, folks. We'll be back in a sec. Hello, us. Welcome back, you. Pooja, please.
Nailed it.
Welcome back to the finale, the very emotional and also harrowing finale of XCOM Phoenix Squad, our band of brothers, Band of Blades, hack. And when we left off, not only had all of our squad mates found their centers and the points that made them themselves, but also found through that a psychic connection, question mark, to each other through this power that Jinx is currently embodying and also attached to. Um, grounding through everyone.
It's your problem now.
Jinx keeps us grounded. Yeah.
And Valkyrie stepped up, accessed Wolf's muscle memories to snap the neck of the doctor who had orchestrated all of this, was about to bring the Advent network back online. But your earlier suspicions that he was not working alone were confirmed when out of the back of this building stepped an Advent priest, a shield bearer, and each of them has a mech. And as they come into the light, the priest lets out like a roar of rage that none of this was supposed to happen, and looks directly at Valkyrie, who is standing at the moment closest to the priest, and just says, "How dare you?"
Did I do that?
XCOM will never be able to stomp us all out. And you may have stopped this, but you cannot stop us.
I was just gonna take a knee and draw my rifle. I don't know what everyone else is doing. Like try to get a computer console between me and these guys if I can. And
So you're able to. I'm gonna say you're able to move. With your, you've currently still jacked into those enhanced reflexes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say that you can move into more of a covered position after you snap its neck.
Awesome.
So just to give y'all a layout of position before we get into it, Valkyrie is now ducking behind some desks and computer equipment. In the laboratory area, Wolf and Brood are up next to a window along the kind of upper balcony, and on the opposite side of the balcony to y'all is where the shield bearer and their mech came out. Jinx is in the server room, currently holding on to a power cable that is attached to who knows what besides you at this point. But you are currently the live wire, or hanging onto that third rail, or whatever that saying is. I don't know.
Live
public
wire would have
transportation.
been a great call sign too.
Oh yeah. Maybe you can change it after this.
We'll see. Have to live to be a live wire.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to take a moment, and you are currently able to communicate in an instantaneous, like as quick as thought situation. So you have a moment to confer before you actually get into it. How do you want to approach?
So here's what I'm thinking is, if Brood lays down suppressive fire to make them keep their heads down, and Wolf runs up to engage, and Val can take shots from behind the console. And in the meantime, I think that if this is okay, that maybe there is a different Sense8 moment where Jinx can see through Brood's eyes and understand what's going on, and like get an immediate update on the positioning here. Does that work for everyone?
Well, to that effect, I'm in the server room and we had discussions about the mechs and how they're not, they're not on the psi sort of frequency. But servers have a whole bunch of things that Jinx knows nothing about, that Valkyrie knows everything about. And perhaps I can make some trouble with the mechs from here using your technological skill.
This is fun.
It's my favorite idea. You're so galaxy brain.
I want to do one quick like little character beat. When Brood is kind of like giving orders of where to go and what to do. Valkyrie says, "Copy that, boss. I got you." And she's never called him that before, and I think she used to call Sunshine that. Not that she thinks you're Sunshine, but that you're boss now.
I gotcha.
We have a quarterback finally.
Yeah.
I got chills.
As long as they're multiplying.
Hey, we're losing patrol.
Oh boy.
The power that Jinx is supplying is electrifying.
Y'all better shape up.
Because we need a plan to win this fight and then go home. But seriously, let's murder some Advent, shall we?
Do it.
You want to murder Advent?
We're gonna say that the
Short song.
Brood and Wolf, y'all are gonna move first.
Yes. Is this a skirmish for me or a maneuver?
Okay, so Brood is laying down suppressive fire while you go to engage the shield bearer. Correct? I'm
Are we
asking.
agreed?
Sorry,
Should I go for the shield bearer or the Advent priest? The healer.
priest
Shields
is
make it harder to
down.
go for priest.
So the shield bearer is across the way from you on the balcony. The priest is down
okay.
by Valkyrie.
Okay.
So I'm going to say
Okay.
it would take your entire turn to try to get over to the priest.
Okay, well, he's
they're
on
just
my
not
way
close
then.
enough.
Okay, cool. I'll go for the shield.
Okay, so
skirmish, yeah.
I am going to have you roll. Oh, this is going to be an interesting thing. So roll a because of this combined situation, I'm going to have you roll a maneuver.
Nice.
And then but you can add 2 dice to it for Brood's grit
Ooh, that's
that he is
awesome.
giving you through suppressive fire.
Okay.
Because as you break cover and start to run over there, the mech opens fire, having gone on Overwatch directly after appearing, as they often do.
Yeah. How about 3?
Oh, go ahead.
How about 3 6s?
Y'all are all about the sound of these today.
I rolled so many dice on that. It's ridiculous.
It's gonna make a mess.
Yes.
So you don't run around the balcony. Like, that's for losers.
I am a ranger.
You find a set of cable, like as you dive across the railing, there is a cable conveniently placed for you to actually swing across, and you leap from that to another kind of weird outcropping that looks like a part of the perms where some of this cabling has been run, and you dash across the perms and vault over, somersaulting down directly in front of this priest. The mech has opened fire to attempt to hit you as you go, and instead actually shorts out some of the cabling above you as it hits that. And you see, Valkyrie, you see that the vast majority of the computers around you and all of that have powered down.
I approve this message.
Yeah, no, gotta get those 666s.
Yeah. Wolf has the lightning reflexes, so overshots don't work on him. Overwatch doesn't hit him.
So I'm gonna say, yeah, that is the extent of what happened there, and then
Nice.
I'm going to give you a chance to hit this shield bearer.
Yes, please.
And so go ahead and roll your skirmish.
Okay.
Excuse me while I hit this guy.
Can I spend a stress to give him an extra die?
So if you spend 2 stress to assist, and you'll get an extra die on that roll.
I've got 2 6s.
Great. So that is a
I'm
critical
hot
success.
today.
You
Time
picked
to
the
hit
right
the
time.
casino.
You get the sense as you swipe at this shield bearer and you feel the way that your weapon just melts through his armor. And nice.
It's so fucking cool.
And you know that before Jinx's gift to you, it would have been much harder to get through. You would have actually done not very much damage to it. But instead, you are able to disable its arm, and he cannot use his weapon. And we'll bring it to, we'll go with Valkyrie and Jinx together here, since the two of you are using your connection.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, that this kind of like psychic exchange that is happening and that mass of power that's allowing the others to access their like these weird psychic powers that they wouldn't normally have will end once you let go of this cable, Jinx.
Yep. And we have done nothing to disrupt the underlying architecture. Like, I siphoned off power, but it's not like if I took my hand off of this, we've done anything to otherwise break the system that was about to be enabled.
Oh, a bunch of the computers got shorted out just now.
Fair.
So.
But you don't know if those were the computers. Like, if you've done enough to stop it, you're not sure at this point.
And with a server room like this, it could well be one of those, like, the work is in here, the display is out there.
You just punch the monitor. That takes the whole thing out.
Technical support. It's probably okay.
So what would you like to do?
Talk to me about accessing the servers, because I can't take my hands off of the wire. Or both hands?
What
Am
I'm
I
gonna
playing a game
say
of here?
is here's what you can do. You can access enough of Valkyrie's knowledge of how this works to destroy it, because that's all you want to do. You're not trying to do anything complicated. You're not trying to do anything like, you're not going to try to gain control over what's going on. But what you can do is get enough knowledge from Valkyrie before you let go to know what to take out in this room. You know, while you're hooked into it, you know what you're looking at. And while you won't be able to perform like specific actions that only Val would know how to do, you won't be able to program when you let go. But the knowledge of what is what in this room isn't going to just suddenly go either. You may not understand what it all does, but you'll know what the most important thing is. So what I am going to say, if you want to do that, if you want to go that direction.
I had a different notion.
Okay, go ahead.
There's another person in this room.
There is.
There's another set of hands.
There is.
And I can't move mine.
I totally forgot Pitters was in there.
Right, that's
This is
why you
unfortunately
have to
forgettable.
use hitters. Because we all forget. And this is not the best time to be asking you any kind of favors, but I'm also going to do the favor of assuming that you didn't know what is going on up there. Can I extend enough of my live wire to just let them see what the absolute sky screaming fuck is happening right now?
Well, you have used your
I've used my foci. I
your
could roll a
foci,
focus for it.
but if you roll focus for it,
Sure.
then yes.
Five. 2 5s, but 5.
Nice. So what you're able to send over, rather than like a full image, you batter at Council Pitters with these like flash fire images of not only what is happening with all 4 of you currently, but he also gets a bunch of memories that you've had over the last 24 hours. So he knows the Advent are outside and that Wolf is in love with you. And he knows what you did for Wolf. I'm sorry. They know all of that. So they get all of these memories from you as a deluge, completely unprepared for it. And like shock does sometimes, when they were sitting in a corner and crying and brokenhearted, it snaps them out of it. And they're able to coherently listen to you.
Now, the only thing that is stopping a significantly more active Advent network from restarting is my hands on this bundle of cables. I cannot destroy what's here without taking my hands off the cables. And right now I'm in this lovely little mind link, Valkyrie, the one who was terribly nervous about the network. And she can tell me everything about how to destroy and what to destroy in this room, but only if I keep my hands on the cables. And, well, frankly, we don't have a lot of time. And I don't think you were on the right side, but I don't think you're a bad person. So I need your help fighting Advent. Will you do that for me? Will you do that for your city?
And they get up and they are kind of mostly coherent. And yes, I didn't know, I didn't think, we can't, no, this isn't how it was supposed to be. And like broken. So let's make it right. But they are with you, yes.
All right, I will drunk history, whatever Val tells me, to Pitters.
Okay, so basically I'm going to say that
do I like do Val roll?
Can it even like your voice pitch changes and your accent drops? And
oh yeah, let's do it.
You do a Val voice.
Yep.
I'm gonna have, because you are channeling Val, I am going to have you roll Val's rig to figure out exactly what this like what you're looking at and what you need to convey to Pitters.
Yep.
Can I spend stress to help?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll spend 2 stress.
So with that 2 stress, you get an extra die.
All right. Oh gosh, I just watched those mark up. 5. on 6 dice.
If you want to spend 3 stress, you can reroll if you push yourself.
We got to do this. This is the whole thing. All right. Yep. Okay. Let's go. That does work well because we are trying to.
Mm-hmm.
We got one. We did not get more than one. We have 4 5s. So like the average of this
Rude.
roll is absolutely bananas.
I'd take that in a fireball.
Yeah.
trying
So
to avoid
as
the
you are channeling this power and diverting it, and then and accessing Valkyrie, and it is stretching you to the limit. So what normally seems like it wouldn't be that complicated is infinitely harder for you because you are the conduit to this power to begin with. And so you reach down and drag up all of these feelings, all of these memories, all of this training, and you're able to access what you need from Val and communicate it effectively enough to Pitters that they pull the pipe out of the door that you had barred in it previously and start just wrecking the server room in very specific spots. So the whole place isn't going to go up. You'll still have lights on. But all of the work is done.
What is this cable plugged into?
But as they take out the critical components that would power and would control this Advent network, the draw on the cable eases. And the power that has surrounded you all starts to dissipate. You know that you could let go now, and you would not end up having to face down a full network.
Before I let go, and while he's elbows deep with a shield bearer, Wolf gets a thought, a feeling. No verbal annotation. He knows what it is. I let go.
Jinx has a crush on Val. I knew it.
Speaking of Valkyrie.
The problem is now Val is in love with Wolf and Jinx, and it's very complicated in her mind.
Wait, where's the problem?
Yeah, what's the problem?
You said there's a problem, but I have heard no problem.
I haven't listed the
404.
problem yet. Yeah, you're right. No, that's not.
The problem is brood moping in the corner. That's the problem.
So he's actually brooding.
Val, you're hunkered down behind this console.
Yeah.
Things are powering down around you. The rest of the computers have gone offline. You know that the information that you were able to give Jinx allowed them to destroy this experiment.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna send Raven over to hack one of those mechs.
Great.
As long as I still am in cover from, that's
You are.
Okay.
So you're going to rig the mech.
I want the one that shot the ceiling because it looks like it's not having a good day and doesn't know what it's doing.
I shot the ceiling.
So you're gonna go after the one that is up on the balcony?
Would it have line of sight to targets on the ground?
Though
thought
currently the
also-
target's on the ground, it would not have line of sight to the priest and the other mech.
Oh no.
Unless
I
you
want
brought
the
it
one
around.
next to the priest.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
yeah. Because I want it to turn around and shoot him in the head.
Order 66.
Yeah. Good soldiers follow orders.
I mean, she's
Okay,
pretty much rolling
so-
6d6.
I'm gonna give you a rig roll with your infiltrator bonus. So, excuse me, get an extra die from that
Oh, sweet.
because you are bypassing traps and security measures.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's only 5 dice. So you get out of there. I'm screenshotting this.
Ooh, it's good when you screenshot.
I know, right? I
It's
do that
good
real
when you
bad.
screenshot.
No way.
Ooh, Lishy.
There you go.
Okay, so you kept the whole rigmarole for yourself. Whew.
Yeah. So for folks who can't see that on their screen, it's a sign of the beast. Valkyrie is with the devil now.
You gain complete control over this mech, and I'm gonna say with that kind of success, that mech belongs to you now. Will always belong to you. You kind of
Yay!
were
I have
able
a new
to
friend.
not
See?
only bypass but destroy any other, let's say, rewrite any other
Yeah.
connections. So when you did your fancy hacking, you rewrote its code.
Oh yeah.
To,
I established Chen's operating system.
There you go. I was like, I don't
Chen
know
OS.
computer things. I know Hackers the movie.
Yeah, cool. But I understand if that's my whole turn too. Like that thing that's a lot of work.
Yeah, the hack is its own, but you will be able to control the mech.
Yeah.
From here on forward.
You can also reload your rifle on the same turn.
This guy action economies.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, if you wanted to move, I would allow you to move.
I reload my next.
No, they took the action first.
It's just because of the number of successes. I'm calling this a bonus.
Sure. Yeah, actually, I do want to do that because I imagine the mech has gone like did the power down thing
Oh,
for a
yeah.
moment, and it's gonna come back on, but the psychic guy, the priest, doesn't know. Like, he just knows the mech shut down, right? So what I want to do is sprint and draw his fire or attention. I want to sprint and dive into cover again, still like from him, but yeah, if I can draw his fire before that mech comes back up, then that's
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So you
Make him turn his back to me.
yeah.
You are sprinting across into, I'll say you're sprinting back into kind of the autopsy area.
Okay.
Where there is full cover rather than partial cover.
Yeah, bunch of big metal tables.
I'm just saying.
We'd like.
And so the priest will take a shot at you as you go.
It's Overwatch.
And
minus 20% accuracy.
so I'm going to have you roll a prowess resist,
Okay.
but you will get
What about resolve resist?
I mean, you know, like
I
if you
really
were to-
don't want to be shot.
I'm gonna give you an extra die for that 20%.
Okay, so resolve resist is just your resolve set.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, but +1 for your generosity.
mean, not so much generosity as your amazing
It's-
maneuvers.
I only have 4 dice and I got 2 6s. I don't,
Woo!
Nice.
Val's on
sprint-
fire.
I don't know what's
sprint
happening.
like your life depends on it,
Yeah.
which it might.
This,
and
this
bullets
is our
just
seasonal sweeps
whiz
episode.
by.
Yeah.
Like it's like the fire is going off, the mag is happening, like, but
Yeah.
you are out of there and you are able to easily make it into full cover and throw down the autopsy table in front of you as a shield.
All right.
The last bullet from the priest hits the table
Right
as
where
you
I
come
would have
down,
been.
so it is the most cinematic.
Yeah. I love it.
And we are back up to top of the round. So, Wolf.
Have I literally disarmed the shield bearer?
It cannot use its weapon,
Okay.
but you did not
And
cut its arm.
I didn't sever anything. Okay. Is he still an active threat, or can I move on?
I mean, that's up to you. Like,
Okay.
you know that the shield bearers, like, from what y'all know from being an XCOM, their power is very much in like adding shielding to other advent units.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like outside of
Yeah.
shooting you, the biggest problem
Yeah.
is going to be that as long as that shield bearer is up, it can activate its shield generator to assist the mechs, assist the
Yeah.
priest.
I'm gonna do a subdue. I want to knock this person out in a way that they won't be a problem for the rest of the round. And if they die, they die.
Okay.
But I'm not doing a full stab. Skirmish?
You are still engaged in melee combat.
I love how many dice I roll when I skirmish. Wolf is a beast.
I love that for you.
I have 1-6.
Okay. So you hit the shield bearer on the side of its. Shield bearers are, now that I think about it, actually, shield bearers aren't mechanical. They are people.
No. Yeah. They're hybrids.
So my bad. That is my misunderstanding situation.
Oh,
So
good.
you hit them on the side of their helmet,
Yeah.
and the crack that appears there is eerily reminiscent of the point where the crack on your old helmet was.
Mm,
But they are taken down to the ground,
okay.
momentarily stunned.
Okay. Do I have enough time to remove their shield?
No,
Okay.
that was your action.
Okay. Cool. I'm good with that.
Brood?
So you said that there is like catwalks that are going around to where that knight is.
Mhm.
So Wolf has taken down the shield bearer, but there's still a knight.
There's still a mech. There's still a mech right next to it.
Right next to it.
Yes.
Okay. I want to run towards the mech to get the best possible shot
Mm-hmm.
and take it out. And I'm going to try and call its attention to me. While I'm
Okay.
doing so.
So I'm going to have you, to see how well of a position you're able to get on the mech, I'm going to have you roll a maneuver.
Okay. I'm going to spend a point of grit to add a level of effect for myself.
Awesome.
That's our boy.
So you're going to spend a grit and you will add 2 dice to your maneuver roll.
That's awesome.
Let's see. So that gets me 7. Okay. I'm gonna die here. 2 6s.
Awesome. So 2 successes is a critical success. You are able to not only make your way around the balcony to a position with cover, but also you are now flanking that mech. So that will give you 2 more dice because you want to shoot it, right?
Yeah.
So that will give you 2 dice to that shoot.
Great. I definitely want to shoot it. And that is 1, 2, 6. And another die. Yay. Oh, boo. Okay, on 8 dice, the best I did was a 5.
That feels
Has to fall apart
wrong.
somewhere.
Yeah. That's
If you want to
XCOM, baby.
spend,
Yeah, exactly.
really. I mean, if you had failed entirely, that would be XCOM.
Sure.
Unfortunately, y'all have just been too good, so we can't even appropriately use the meme. I'm gonna say the finale, adrenaline, the last of all of this psychic energy swirling away from your body and mind. And 3 stress will give you a reroll on all of your dice.
Ooh.
All right, I will take that deal.
Oof.
Okay, I did get a 6.
Okay.
But that's good enough.
So you hit the mech and you see that, like you were kind of expecting with the amount and type of gun you're using, ammo, etc. You hit it squarely on in its side, but it doesn't do a ton of damage to it.
Fair enough.
But you have hit. It's a palpable hit. And I
shout, "You want some of this, Tin Man?"
and it turns around towards you. You can hear kind of like a spinning up inside of it. There is a grinding noise that accompanies its movements now that is definitely not normal.
Great.
And Jinx?
All right. I'm going to gingerly take my hands off the psi wire. Try not to think too hard about that one thought that came to my mind through Valkyrie about where that power is coming from. Because it really is profoundly disquieting. But I have to help my squad first. We follow the cables later. So I will run up to Shane, say, "You park yourself in here, board the server room back up after I leave. You just keep yourself safe no matter anything that comes at you, as you do in XCOM running up to a civilian, and then they get to be safe because you spent the time and you ran up to them and now they're safe. This is the rule."
Shane breaks a window and runs up the roof and disappears off the map.
Yes, they do.
They nod when you're talking, but also like as you turn away to go, they grab your hand. Not in a
right,
but like just grab it and reflexively let go. "I'm so sorry. This isn't what was supposed to happen. I didn't."
"You'll make it right. You'll live today and you'll make it right. I have to go save those people." And I'd like to use, like, since that's a short move, I want to use the second part to move up to the doorway.
I mean, you can run down the hallway if you want.
Exactly.
Sprint the rest of the way. Like you don't have to be in the server room anymore.
Exactly. So it's first move up to the civilian. Civilian's like, I'm free. Second move for the dash to get up to the party.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, the squad. If I wanted to say that, I would say the squad. No, the party. Let's go. I have canned lemonade.
Being in server room jail is such a real life part of my personal experience. I feel like I felt my heart speed up. I was like, oh no.
Sorry, too real. Too real.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay. So you make it, you see as you come out, you were still connected when Valkyrie took over the mech. So I'm going to say you felt her satisfaction at how completely and utterly she dominated this thing. And so
I hope
you
this
know
doesn't awaken something in me.
Oh no.
Oh yes. I mean,
Spoilers.
oh no. So you know that the mech is not a threat. And you see the priest in front of you. Or in front and to the side. Then we are going to go to Valkyrie, who, as you see Jinx take a position in the kind of crook of this hallway, in front of you, and you all three of you know that now that extra level of connection and communication and access is gone. You are now communicating normally through, electronic means.
Okay. So before this, though, would we all be aware that Wolf pointedly didn't murder the shield bearer?
I'm going to say that's up to y'all, like in terms of what you were paying attention to and how much you
Okay.
were in it.
Because I'm going to pitch this, and Joe, you decide how, and Pooja, feel free to veto, obviously. Because Valkyrie borrowed some wolfness, I think she was kind of keyed into what Wolf was doing. Valkyrie was in murder mode, and then Wolf didn't murder. Right? Like, the source of murder didn't murder.
Killjoy, but you get the joy from the Killjoy, notorious Killjoy Wolf, not doing it.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if Valkyrie could get a notion of why Wolf didn't kill that soldier.
Yeah. I think as the connection starts to fade away, you get the sense that Wolf was never actually a murderer. And when it comes to hybrids, he had spent some time with hybrids.
Okay, yeah.
And he doesn't see, just because they're still Advent, just like he sees you, you don't always have to be Advent.
And they might not be fully of their own volition right now.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I mean he'll kill,
yeah,
he will kill, but
I don't have regrets about Dr. Gerthy. I just wanted to make sure that
I mean, Kierkegaard deserved everything he got.
Yeah, that's fine.
No
but it does color what I want to do next. So
there's
the mech
little
rises up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, there might be a little tie to when we got ambushed by the dudes with guns. Wolf disarmed them and kicked their weapons away, and also didn't kill them.
Yeah.
I mean, you were kind of dealing with the other Reaper.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. But there wasn't a wolf killing scene so far.
All right. So I want to have the other mech fully come online, and without I don't want to come out of cover, but I do want to speak through the mechs speakers. And spinning it's, I don't know if it has a little minigun or something, but clearly prepared to shoot this priest in the side. They're standing right next to each other, right?
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Stand down. You will not receive another warning.
And the The priest just says, never this control. It does not belong to you.
Okay, then I open fire.
Okay. With the let's do a roll about it. I am going to say that you are going to roll a shoot and add 2 dice to that shoot.
Okay.
The priest is, thanks to your warning, going to attempt to kind of not be directly next to the mech
Sure,
in a way that would automatically mean that he got hit.
I got a 5.
So the priest it is that movement that he takes, like where he's like realizes that you've taken control of the mech and spins to get out of the way. So the mech hits him, but it is more of a glancing blow, and most of the impact is taken by his armor.
Sure.
But you have winged him.
Shredded some of the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
How many pips?
mechs
How many
can
pips
shred.
of armor went down?
Well, the priest has, I don't know. I don't
They have 1 or
remember
2
that
in
many
the
minutes.
endgame.
I was
Yeah.
like, endgame,
Yeah.
they have 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hard armor.
all of that armor is shredded.
Okay.
We'll put it that way because it's fun.
Nice.
Great. So that takes us back to Wolf. I am going to say that the only advent that hasn't taken an action yet is the mech that is facing down with Brood.
Mm.
So Brood, you come under fire from this mech.
Okay.
It is gonna roll some dice.
1 dice.
It's gonna roll a lot fewer dice than it would have otherwise, because of your cover. But it rolls a 5.
Okay.
And you feel that like there's a kind of grazing blow on your shoulder. You take 1 point of damage from both like it not being a critical hit and also your new armor.
Okay.
So you've basically just been grazed for like the real version of the Black Knight in Monty Python. It's like it's just a scratch, but it really
Just
is
a
not
flesh
your
wound.
entire arm
Only a
gone.
flesh wound.
And Wolf, you were standing there in front of the momentarily stunned shield bearer.
He's knocked out, yeah, from my action last round. Okay. Am I close enough to the other mech where I can jump and meet it with my sword? Okay.
I will say that this stun on the shield bearer will not last forever. So this
Okay.
round it will be stunned, and then it
Okay.
will be back up next round
Stun countdown.
to get
Then
a
I
little
want
meta
to
with it.
I want to disarm the shield bearer completely. Then
Okay.
take all the stuff. Take the stuff away.
And I'm gonna say that you don't have to roll for that. You are
Okay.
able to slice straight through the shield generator. They
Cool.
put up no resistance.
Yeah.
They are unconscious.
Yeah. Just keep sleeping.
And you also, while you're there, kick their weapon away so that they don't use it with the other arm.
Perfect.
Brood.
Shield bearer down.
Copy. I will try and finish up with this knight.
Okay, so you take another shot at the mech. You are still flanking it. So we added 2d6 for that, if I recall correctly. So
Okay.
do the thing. Shoot plus 2d6.
5.
Okay, so you hit it again. The shot that you had before disabled some of its armor. You would take off another slice of that. But you're not doing a ton of damage to the mech itself. But it is slightly squishier of a target than it was before.
Okay.
Yep. I was like, what other visible signs of damage? And I was like, nope. that would have been 6s or multiple 6s of consequences.
Is it bloodied or near death?
Yeah.
Neither.
Mostly
because mechs don't bleed, but also it's definitely not near death.
Yeah. There's some cosmetic carbon scoring, but nothing that would impede its effectiveness.
Mm-hmm.
It has a cool
You see,
scar.
like, there are pieces, like, you have able to, this shot takes off a piece of its armor. Like, it is shattered. But none of the core components.
Ablative armoring. That makes sense.
And we are back to Jinx.
Yes. There are perhaps some occasions where I'd be getting infinite joy from the melting out the ears thing. But it's been a long day. I feel like mine's melting out the ears. I'm about ready to simply shoot something. And there's this lovely bit of priest that's looking desperate in need of some lead poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll that now, if I may.
Save that one for you.
It.
Oh, he gets me the sweetest presents. 1.
Awesome. So you have a solid hit on. You mean you rolled 1-6, right?
That is correct.
Because you sounded very
Oh
excited.
yeah. No, that would be oof. I rolled 2 5s again, so like I'm great at 5s. If we were taking the sum of anything, I would be the sum of all queers.
Okay, so you have a solid hit on this priest and are able to like you see, like you shot him in the leg, because we've had so many shoulder shots. I'm like sick of them myself.
Good.
And you know that a shot like that will make it more difficult for him to move around. So he has to take his entire, like, in the future, he would have to take like his entire move to move.
He
And we're
later
back.
would recount the story of him being an adventurer at one point, but then he took a shot in the leg.
Like,
Took a jinx to the knee.
until a sigh shot me in the knee.
All right, I was thinking it too. Jinx.
Yeah. And Valkyrie.
So there's the mech on the catwalk,
Mhm.
and the priest down here.
Mm-hmm.
But Jinx got a pretty good shot on him.
Mm-hmm.
But the mech up there could be causing problems for Brood and Wolf, right? Depending on
Could
how
be.
it
So
goes.
far, they've been holding their own.
Okay.
But yes, there is currently the shield bearer is down, and that Wolf has communicated. They haven't really said anything about the mech yet.
Okay.
But the priest had a solid hit.
Also,
Okay.
can we highlight that Wolf has communicated?
Yeah.
Just felt like that was an important
communicated something
milestone.
that wasn't, I'm going to suicidally jump forward now.
That
and
part's important.
because Wolf did that thing, no one's in melee with that upstairs mech, right?
No.
Okay. I want to do a quick systems check. Am I equipped with the grenade launcher that comes with these guys usually?
You are equipped with micro missiles,
Yeah.
or I should say micro missile.
Yeah.
You
Well,
are not equipped with multiple micro missiles.
Wrist rocket.
robots don't do great with falling damage. So I'd like to target it, and it's kind of from below anyway, but I want to take out that section of catwalk and
Yeah.
it and drop it.
I love that.
Awesome.
As long as it's not going to land on something important, but it seems like not.
I mean, important to some people.
Yeah.
The important thing here is
It's
that
not
it
gonna
won't
land on
land
Jinx.
on Jinx.
Yeah.
Because Jinx still has enough cover from the hallway that they are in and
Yeah.
shot from.
And I'm not going to drop Brood or Wolf by accident.
No, when you do
guarantee
that, it's on purpose.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee that you won't accidentally drop Wolf.
Okay. Well,
It just depends on your rolls.
Wolf can maneuver.
accidentally from like Valkyrie communicates from this mech is now on our mesh, and so she accidentally communicates in this very mechanical, like, fire in the hole, in a like that's I spoke with the wrong mouth, but that's what I want to do.
Nice.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So you are going to roll wreck. And that is going to have a, let's say, 2 dice bonus for the mech's inherent targeting capabilities and all of that.
Okay. That's good because I only had 2 dice. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend any more stress yet because I'm getting a little high up in that track. So, yeah, 4 dice. What could go wrong?
Probably okay.
A 5. I got a 5.
Okay. Wolf, I want you to roll a prowess roll for me.
I mean, I did say heads up.
I got a 3, so can I spend some stress?
Yeah, go ahead and
To do
spend 3
something.
stress. Spend 3 stress to reroll.
Okay.
It's a very, very tense situation at the moment.
I have a 5.
Oh, God.
Okay, great.
That would've helped
So
bad.
you hear the heads up and you start to like spin away. But at the last moment, you reach down and grab the shield bearer at your feet. And as you fling both yourself and the shield bearer out of the incoming path of this missile,
Micro
it's
missile.
micro missile. It's still a missile. A micro missile is still a missile. The floor
Stop
underneath
missile
the
shaming.
mech, the floor underneath the mech explodes. Debris flies everywhere, and the two of you are both pelted with shrapnel, basically. You take 2 damage. And the okay, I'm gonna give you a choice here.
I have a question here that I'd like to throw in this as well.
Go ahead.
In this moment and being where we are, can I take that hit for him?
You cannot take that hit for Wolf.
Okay.
Wolf is on the opposite side of the mech from you.
Okay.
That's how y'all got that flanking bonus.
Okay.
And also, this is a position that he kind of like put himself in a way. But I will say that you can either take 2 damage now, or you take 1 and the shield bearer takes 1.
I'll take 2 damage.
Okay.
Kind of mean not to share.
As you drag the shield bearer out of the way and cover them with your body.
Yeah.
You take some hits from this concrete exploding behind you.
Yep.
In the meantime, the mech falls through the floor, crashing spectacularly in a cloud of dust and sparks, and it takes a large hit. I am going to roll here real quick. And some of that collapsing debris also strikes the priest. Not particularly hard, but they are definitely like, they couldn't really, they were trying to like move out of the way, but with the shot in their leg, didn't work out so well. So they were unable to dodge completely. He was unable to dodge completely. I'm sorry, I'm getting my people mixed up. I should have named them in retrospect.
It's all right.
So that was Valkyrie's spectacular turn. This mech is looking pretty bad.
Is it still? But it's trying to get back to its feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's still working, but it's not. So we are back to Wolf.
At this point, I'm still on the balcony. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I look down, can I make a jump with my sword and impale and kill the mech and not kill myself in the process?
I am going to have you roll a maneuver to see how well you jump down.
Okay.
Everyone knows if you jump and attack, that eliminates the falling damage.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Jump a second time before you land.
Yeah, double jump.
Yeah.
A thing that you can do on air while you're falling.
Uh-huh. If you believe in yourself.
I mean, Bulletproof Monk has taught us all.
Look, air is just molecules.
Ooh.
Everything else is just molecules too. So you should be able to, by rights, jump off the molecules in the air, just like you jump off the molecules on the floor.
See, you can push off of Nick's audacity.
There we go. So, how do you go?
Not great. I would like to use more stress.
Okay. So,
Okay. Is that 2 stress?
I will
2.
say it'll be 3 stress.
Okay,
So do
that's
this
all the
reroll.
stress I can use until it has problems. Okay. 1-6.
Okay. So you are able to leap down nimbly enough to come up on the side of the mech away from the priest and to be in a position to attack it.
Okay. Is that my turn, or do I make an attack
You
roll?
can make, I'm going to say that this maneuver was about making
like a
coming
fluid
down without
motion.
a fluid motion, so enough to
Yeah.
get down and attack, and also to not take harm when on the fall.
Perfect.
So you can roll skirmish there.
Nice. Oh yeah. 2 6s.
Nice. So your empowered blade stabs the mech in slices right through its power core,
Nice.
and it stops moving. Brood.
Mech down.
So what do we have left here? The priest?
Yep. You have a priest and a bunch. You have a unconscious and pulled out of the way shield bearer. You have a priest who has taken some hits, and his armor has been shredded enough not to deal with anymore. And then a bunch of scientists who have been desperately flinging themselves away from both gunfire and debris.
Okay.
You told them to stay still. The ones that did are regretting their life choices.
It's true. I didn't tell them to take cover or to run away, but I will take aim and fire at the priest.
Great.
Moving as needed.
Yeah, you can move to the edge of that hole pretty easily.
Okay.
And get line of sight from above.
Right.
And
I'm going to trust that Wolf has the shield bearer, has not killed it on purpose. So let's do this. I have a 6.
Great. So that is a palpable shot on the priest. He is looking very bad at this point. He is on the brink of death. But he mutters, like, as he's taking the shots, like he takes a full shot to the stomach on that. And as he drops to his knees, and I will not be the only one who dies today. And you feel, Jinx, a kind of like revving up of his power. And that he is targeting Brood as kind of this retaliation.
Oh, hell no. I'm right near this, sir. Yes? I would like to use a device not for its intended purpose. I was very sweetly given a gift meant to enhance my life that has the effect of suppressing psychic energy. I would like to clap that around the wrist of this fool son of a bitch and tamp down all of that silly revving going on right now.
Awesome. So I am going to say that this is a maneuver. You are making a maneuver.
Okay, thank you. I'm still not the only one who hears it. Every time my eyes go big, like,
It's important that now it is a maneuver rather than a gesture.
Jinx is throwing themselves on the psychic grenade that was aimed for Brood. I just had to.
I like the bookends there. Brood threw a grenade that Wolf jumped on, and now Brood's being targeted by a grenade that Jinx is jumping on.
Yeah, the symmetry is just.
I like to think of it as less of like jumping on a grenade where the pin has been pulled, as what Jinx is doing is attempting to grab onto the hand that is pulling on the pin before the pin gets in.
Put the pin back in.
That one. We learn. Okay, Dice. It would be really nice. I know there aren't a lot of you. I know you're a small little squad. I know you have lost your sunshine.
But what I am going to say is that I am going to, if you want to take 2 stress to get an extra die on this roll. And yep.
My instinct, squad, is that it's more worth to re-roll 3 dice if necessary than to guaranteed take 2 stress for 1 die.
The thing that I will say, 2 things actually. That you taking this stress now for the extra die will not preclude you from taking the stress to reroll if necessary. And that while y'all can take 6 stress and have no lasting repercussions, you can still take an additional 4 stress. It just comes with consequences.
I know.
Speaking of consequences,
and I'm not forcing you to take consequences.
No,
But speaking of that, is there perhaps a devil's bargain on the table?
In this case, I would say that the devil's bargain that I would give you here is that you will get 2 additional dice, but you would not be able to. You have 1 shot. It would preclude you from re-rolling. What happens.
Done. I'm rolling it.
Okay, so
Ah! We got 1, and once again, 3 5s. What the heckity? But we got the 6.
awesome. So right as you feel this buildup of power, you feel a surge, and you can tell that this surge is aimed at Brood. You slap those bracelets on the priest, and it dampens them enough that they are unable to, like, shatters their concentration. To go back to my roots in D&D. And while they are not completely cut off from their psychic powers, they are no longer able to muster the force to send out a bolt of energy. And he is dying in front of you. You have also had the added bonus of he is not able to put himself in stasis, as some priests are wont to do.
Ugh,
You doubt that he could have anyway. This bolt would take the energy that he would have normally used for stasis, but he cannot redirect it or anything either.
That must be real hard for him. My heart goes out to lunch at a nice sandwich shop.
So, Valkyrie, as you see this priest expire in front of Jenks, and you look out with kind of like a bit of vertigo going on, I think, at this point, between watching out of the mech's eyes and Raven's eyes and your eyes.
Sure.
It's a lot of sensors.
I'm not a spider.
And you're able to see that your squad is whole. Brood and Wolf look a little battered. There are definitely tears in Wolf's suit, and you can see blood coming out of the wounds that were made from the explosion. And Brood has kind of like some seepage of a wound in his shoulder. But y'all are the ones left standing. I'm also going to pick this moment to have the rest of the skirmishers arrive. They have rounded up the fleeing scientists. They are unharmed, but detained. And they come in to lock the rest of the facility down. Teamer comes up to Wolf.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for everything that y'all did here. And for telling us about it.
This was your fight. I was just glad I could help. This one, I left alive for you.
And the skirmishers take the shield bearer, detained, but relatively unharmed. So, y'all have prevented the reactivation of the Advent neural network in the New Orleans area, and you're not quite sure how far it would have spread. you're not sure if that priest was the leader of a isolated cell, or had greater orders, or a larger, like a more important person above them. But for now, you've kept the city safe and you're all together.
Awesome.
Well, I'm just going to full on smooch Wolf in the middle of this now, aren't I?
Wolf is in this moment thinking it's a sign that the white pigments of our eyes are mirror images. And when we kiss, they're perfectly aligned.
Love it.
Perfect.
I love that's happening. Like Valkyrie was walking up to do first aid and is like, "Boss, let's do your first aid."
And I think that image is where we're going to call an end to the greater narrative here. But I would love to get an epilogue from each of you in the aftermath of what's happening. Excuse me.
Well,
in the aftermath of what's happened.
And real quick though, before we get to that, I have to say, speaking of greater narrative, Pooja, this was amazing, and I'm gonna say it again before we go. But I mean, you're amazing. This was awesome. So thank you. No,
good.
You must face the fury of our compliments.
Yes.
I ran away from compliments.
This is where we inflict damage on you.
So much psychic damage.
Resolve, resist.
The agony of being seen.
If you didn't want compliments, you shouldn't have done a good job.
Yeah.
I'll remember that in the future.
See that you do.
Thank y'all so much. So, but before we get into the mushy gushy, or I want the mushy gushy of your characters. So I want to know in the days following, say the couple of weeks, this is cleaned up. The council and specifically the skirmishers are taking over the investigation of both the facility and also where the power was coming from. Those lines run deep. It shouldn't actually be possible for them to run that deep, but somehow they have run them through the earth and deep out into the water. So the council is getting together the materials and everything necessary to trace that back, find out more about it, find out where this priest and shield bearer and mechs, where have they been hiding? Do they have other associates? They have promised to keep you informed, and very much hope that you will be willing to continue to help in eradicating that threat if it turns out that they were not an isolated incident. Council member Pitters has been removed from the council. So former council member Pitters. And in their place, Nia's assistant.
Perla.
Thank you. I was like, I put those notes aside. Nia's assistant Perla has been elected to the council. Pitters is understanding, sad, but understanding, but also has vowed to attempt to fix what they did wrong. The force of their construction companies and their wealth is still working to rebuild New Orleans, and they are not quite sure how to make amends there, but they are adamant about wanting to, because growth takes time. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with them, but tell me about what's happening with y'all. Jason, why don't you go first?
Okay, that's fine. I have a thought. I don't know how much time you want for an like how far in the future this
is like
or...
a couple of weeks. So like, in the aftermath of this.
Sure. Is there any chance that
or do you have like a big idea of what you want for something that was like way far?
Oh,
Give
no.
it to me.
It's actually better that it's a shorter period of time. I was just wondering if there's any chance that Dr. Lily Chen had been called in to sort of look over what we had discovered.
I mean, a chance. They definitely needed XCOM's assistance.
So,
and of course Lily was going to come in.
I don't necessarily want to prescribe too much of this, but I'm imagining a montage of the two of them like working really closely together, and then there's a moment like where they both reach for the same coffee cup, and then there's like a, a little tense moment, and it's only been a little while, so
Lily is very impressed with what you did with the mech, and especially under such pressure. She rarely had to go out into the field, like maybe just once or twice, and like knows that it's really fucking hard. So she is very impressed with you.
Okay. Well,
and her fingers linger just for a moment on
that friendship blossoms.
Okay. And
Lily's gremlin and Raven are hovering next to each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Their LEDs making a heart.
Yeah.
Brood, or how much popcorn do we have?
Brood is just happy to be on the other side of the camera for this one.
Oh, are you just munching on a whole waffle?
Waffle cones for everyone.
Okay.
Crawdad ice cream.
Except. Oh no.
And Jinx. Tell me about what's going on 2 weeks from now.
All right. Jinx 2 weeks from now is at a bit of a hardware store, and they've got like the little arm cart, and they're on their communicate with their phone, whatever. No, I got the other plasma cutter. I know you didn't want that one, but the only one they had for the kind you liked was a pocket version. I did get the M2 screws, but please tell me, I don't know my lilacs from my violets. I don't know which of these are the right flowers that I'm supposed to be getting. Okay, no, but these don't look. No, I see them now. No, I'm sorry. I've got it. I've got the rest of the list. These flowers will be perfect. I'll see you at dinner. I love you. I think that's all we need.
Cute. And it is a good segue to Wolf. Joe, tell us about what's happening.
I have a two-parter, if I may.
Mhm.
There's a quick one of just Wolf has set up a memorial wall downtown. There are photos of soldiers on both sides. There's a section that simply says found. Every time Wolf has to put down a lost, he checks for ID and he puts their faces up there. There's one last section that's a face that we all know, which is Sunshine's face. And Wolf just says, "I'm sorry I didn't tell you when you were here." I'm just gonna let that be a moment for all of us. I know that was a heavy one. And thank you all for being with me and having that moment. And we transition into something a bit more tender, which is Wolf has paid the last of his monthly salary to the restaurant owner of the two sisters in the Garden District. He's bought out an evening where it's just the wait staff and a cook. And he's set up a dinner for him and Jinx, if Sam's okay with that.
Oh, Jinx is like far too flustered and blushy to be okay with it. Sam is enthusiastically consenting to this idea. Just, oh, wow. If you thought they were smiling at Pitters, now you know what smiling looks like.
Wolf is not in any kind of military garb. He's completely, his hands, his face, everything's exposed. This is probably the first time he's felt comfortable and safe enough to just be himself as he is today. And when the wait staff comes to ask about dessert, one of them says, we have our specialty. It's a banana Foster. Wolf just says, no, I want dessert. What is that, a fruit salad? Banana's not a dessert. Give me a dessert.
I knew I loved you.
And that's my epilogue.
Well, bring us home, Nick.
There is there's an awkward scene where Brood gets dressed up in the best algorithmically generated outfit that has been created for him, and goes and speaks with Amalia, bringing flowers behind him, and there's a short montage of them doing some date stuff, walking around with cones of crawdad ice cream, and also a flash of like the day and the night. There is that, and then there's also the two of them geared up in a dark bunker going over some plans. And I think the last image is a fade out on a sign that says for a better St. Louis. I'm sorry, for a better New Orleans. Why am I thinking St. Louis?
I thought you were expanding the business.
Yeah. We'll get there with season 2.
Well, that is fantastic.
Phoenix Squad, St. Louis.
It'll be like a CSI.
We're going to have a CSI for every... Yeah.
I came with all the puns we need.
Oh, as we all put our sunglasses back on. Thank you so much to all of you and to everybody watching and everybody who will be watching. I had an amazing time on this campaign with this table. Y'all have been just the emotions and the fighting and everything, just so great. So I want to say thank you so much to experiencing my first campaign GM experience with me. And
I don't believe that. I think I heard it at some point, but what?
I'm so angry.
What?
Yeah, I've only GM'd a couple of one-shots before this. So this is my first campaign.
Damn. Oh my gosh. Yo.
So fucking good.
So yeah, thank you all so much. Love y'all so much.
Oh, you killed this. Oh my gosh.
But we have gone so far over, so thank you all for bearing with me on this last episode. If you would like to find me on the internet, you can follow me on Twitter at LADaisy Girl. That's LADESI Girl. I'm on pretty much all the other socials as Forgotten Saves. If you liked me GMing, I will be GMing the next campaign from 12-Sided Stories. So we are currently Dead Drop is coming out for the next, couple of months. And then after that, we will get a fun and exciting City of Mist campaign.
Oh,
over there. So I'm really excited about that as well.
All right, cool.
Thanks.
Joe?
Hi, everybody. I've been Joe. And this season, we went through a lot together. So thank you so much for coming in. And thank you, everyone at this table. This has been one of the best highlights of my week. I love all of you. You are fantastic. You can find me at Joe Loves Stories for my nerdier stuff. If neurodiversity and awareness and mental health are your jam, you can find me on Facebook, where I talk more about that. And I'm a tireless voice defending the neurodiverse in all of its forms. Help me when you see people being rude and give us some positive comments. We really appreciate that. And most of all, thank you all so much for listening and being part of this journey. I love you all. And I'm glad I said it while we were all here.
Oh, theme.
And Nick, sorry, I'm just too verklempt to.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't know where we're going here. Hey everyone, I'm Nick. You can find me online at Sungrowler. That will work both on Twitter and on Instagram. Don't follow me on Instagram though, because blah 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 blah. That's my brand. I do want to say thank you very much to Bill Roper, who created the intro for us. We loved it. He would love to work with you. So if you have a project that you would like his touch on, please take a look at some of his stuff. You can find that on another channel, happyjacksrpg.org. He's done a bunch of those. Is it .org now? I don't know. In any case,
happyjacks.org. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find her on Twitch or on YouTube. Just put in Happy Jacks RPG, you'll find it. You can see a variety of different intros that he has done for us. Of course, ours as well, which we love. And he was sort of an unofficial 6th member of the team. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you had as good a time as we did creating this story.
And same.
Same to love. Role-playing performer and variety streamer throughout the Twitchernet, and delighted to meet new players and play with people I had not played with since my very, very first campaign as an RPG baby. So this was like the coolest kind of experience, especially in a whole different system and a game world I have never played in. This was an absolute blast in every possible way, and I'm very thankful to both the players, the GM, and the channel creator and producer for making all of this possible. So if you want to see me upsetty the spaghetti anywhere else, that schedule is on twitch.tv/delevely, DELEVELY, with all of my one-offs and special events on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, CHAIKOVSKY.
And I suppose that leaves me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jason. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. And I just want to thank everyone so much for joining us. This was so much fun, and this channel is probably going to take a little break from campaigns for a little while. And what a way to go to break! Like, this was so much fun. All of my fellow players here, and I know we've had a fair few, regular followers for this game, and I just really appreciate all of you. I want to echo what Nick was saying about Bill. That video was so good, and he was so patient with me when I was ridiculous about the details. So it was really fun working with him and putting that video together. So just double recommending, check out him if you want to have him do something for you. And let's see, you can also find me over on Happy Jacks from time to time, and I also do some video game streaming here on the channel. On Fridays, I have a little 2-screen setup with one Sam Delev. And on Wednesdays, we Wear Death, where I play games that are hard and you die a lot. So that's another thing that I do here. So I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you around the interwebs. I'll see if we have someone to raid, but if not, take care of yourselves. Be well. We'll see you later.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.